In this video, we're going to name the best active NBA player at every age from youngest to oldest entering the upcoming season. At 18 years old, the youngest player in the NBA today is Gregory "GG" Jackson, who was drafted to the Memphis Grizzlies in the second round, 15th pick, 45th overall in the 2023 NBA Draft. He was born on December 17, 2004. Coming in at 19 years old is Jalen Duren, who was born on November 18, 2003. He's entering his second NBA season. In his rookie season, he put up a solid 9.1 points per game. The best 20-year-old in the NBA is a really close call between Josh Giddey and Paolo Banchero. Josh, of course, has more NBA experience and plays a slightly different role than Banchero. I know on paper they can technically both play the 4 spot, but Paolo has much more responsibilities and he is the team's #1 scoring option, compared to Josh being a number 2 or maybe even a number 3, depending on how things play out next season. Paolo does have the higher ceiling, so entering next season, he gets my pick for this spot. Banchero was born on November 12th, 2002. For 21, we have Jalen Green, who was born on February 9th, 2002. Green just came off of a 22 point per game season, and while his defense is less than stellar, a backcourt containing both Green and Fred VanVleet will be difficult to guard, so hopefully that offense can make up for it. 22 has a lot of great options from Scotty Barnes, Evan Mobley, and LaMelo Ball, but my pick here is Anthony Edwards. Ant-Man just completed his first All-Star season and is looking to make another one, possibly even his first All-NBA team as well. He was born on August 5th, 2001. Age 23 is a tough call between Zion Williamson and Tyrese Haliburton. What I will say is that if Zion was free of any injury issues, that his ceiling is far higher than Haliburton's, but we don't live in a consequence-free world. Tyrese is the more consistent player, and as of right now, his floor is probably higher than Zion's floor. But Zion does have the higher ceiling. Haliburton was born on February 29th, 2000. At age 24, my pick is Luka Dončić, but Ja Morant does deserve a shout out, though Luka is the clear choice here. He's more of a top 5 NBA player, Ja is more of a top 10 NBA player. Luka was born on February 28th, 1999. 25 is Jayson Tatum, who is somehow no longer 19. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Trae Young do deserve shoutouts at this spot, but I don't think it's a close call. It's debatable, yes, but not a super close call. This pick does go to Jayson Tatum, who was born on March 3rd, 1998. As for 26, while Jamal Murray is a fair runner-up, my choice here is Devin Booker, who is one of the best shooting guards in the league today. Devin Booker was born on October 30th, 1996. The best 27-year-old in the NBA is Spider-Man, aka Donovan Mitchell. DeJounte Murray is a fair second pick, but as a second option, he's not going to be my first pick, which is Donovan. Mitchell was born on September 7th, 1996. 28 is the toughest debate here. It's basically who's the best NBA player right now entering next season. The debate obviously is between Nikola Jokic and Giannis Antetokounmpo. We can spend an entire solo video breaking this down, talking about how Giannis is the better two-way player, but Nikola's offensive toolkit from both his passing and scoring is so wide it puts him in a league of his own. To make a long story short, Giannis himself said that the best player is the last player standing from the previous season, so by his own words, I will put Nikola at this spot, who was born on February 19th, 1995. The best 29-year-old in the NBA is the most recent MVP, Joel Embiid, who was born on March 16th, 1994. This one needs no explanation. At 30 years old, my pick is Anthony Davis, who was born on March 11th, 1993, another easy pick. For 31, my choice is Kyrie Irving, who is surprisingly older than Anthony Davis, as he was born on March 23rd, 1992. The best 32-year-old in the NBA is easily Kawhi Leonard, who was born on June 29th, 1991. And that's enough of the easy choices, back to hard calls. 33 is a tough choice between Damian Lillard and Paul George. Paul is the better two-way player, but Damian is the far better shooter and scorer. Both players had nagging injury issues in recent memory. Overall, Damian you can consider the more consistent player. Both players are now secondary options as they couldn't win at all as primary options. With that being said, I do think Damian entering next season is bound to accomplish more special achievements in a new Bucks offense. Now that's not why I'm choosing Damian over Paul George. My pick goes to Damian because he's a one-man offense, and when things come down to the wire, you'd rather have Damian on your team than Paul George. In fact, when they faced off, I don't need to remind you, some of the greatest buzzer beaters is Damian beating Paul George. Lillard was born on July 15th, 1990. Now for 34, the man who gets this spot is the guy who actually didn't get the opportunity to have Damian as a teammate, and that is Jimmy Butler, who was born on September 14th, 1989. 35 has two good options, being Kevin Durant or Steph Curry. Both players are phenomenal and both are really tough to guard. Kevin is more unguardable thanks to his size, but Steph is the better floor spacer and pure shooter. My choice is Steph Curry, who was born on March 14th, 1988. One of the only 36-year-olds in the NBA playing considerable NBA minutes is Danny Green. Danny is in the back of his career, yeah, but he can still shoot the ball and hit threes as he had a 43% three-point shot last season. Danny was born on June 22nd, 1987. Very few players in the NBA are 37. Kyle Lowry and Al Horford comes to mind. You could make a solid argument for either player. Both players are expected to be starters for next season, so it's hard to say who's going to finally take a step back and play more of a mentorship role off the bench. I will say that Horford's role may be more pivotal for the Celtics next season, considering Robert Williams is no longer on the roster and Porzingis is not much of a defender. He's basically an oversized shooting guard who on paper is going to play power forward. So for that, Al is my choice. Al was born on June 3rd, 1986. And last but not least, we have the oldest active NBA player in the NBA today, and that is LeBron James, who is 38. But crazy to say, he's not the only 38-year-old expected to start in a major role next season. Chris Paul is also 38 and expected to start for the Warriors, but LeBron is clearly the better choice here. LeBron was born on December 30th, 1984. So here is the best NBA player at every age from youngest to oldest entering next season. Let me know what you thought of this list and what you want to see next. Don't forget to dunk on that like button and subscribe with notifications turned on. I'm Rebound Rewind, and I'll fast forward to you later.